Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, April 12th. It's about 20 minutes after 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today I have a special guest, one of my clients. His name is Jim. And Jim has been using the Autotrader to trade a combine in OneUp Trader. And Jim came to me. He had his own system developed by someone else, and it just lacked some functionality that he needed. So he decided to use Blue Wave, and he qualified for a large combine with OneUp Trader. So I'm going to show some charts that Jim has used, and these were traded in real time with real dollars. And so, Jim, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the system you had, why you switched from what you were using to Blue Wave?
Well, I needed something just to help me with discipline. I had trouble entering and exiting trades at the right time. So I looked around and I did find an automated system. The problem was every now and then, for reasons unknown to me, it would all of a sudden fire, while being in a trade, it would fire extra contracts. So let's say I'm long 2 contracts, right? And if the market pulls back for whatever reason, it would then fire another 2 contracts or even 1 contract. Again, long, but it could be a dangerous thing, software just firing contracts. And then on the other side of it, sometimes instead of just flatten out, let's say I want to flatten out of a long position, it would flatten me out of a long position and then take a short, which I did not intend to do. So it became extremely frustrating. So I began to look around, and that's when I found you, and I was bothering you for quite a while before before I made the decision, with lots of emails and questions, and you were very patient with me. And but this was really the best decision I could have made.
Well, I'm glad you found us. And what you're talking about is technically referred to an overfill. And that's where your communication between your strategy and your broker or the exchange doesn't receive instructions to flatten a position before it enters a new position. On NinjaTrader's public forum, there's quite a large topic about overfills. And on our website, we talk about this as well. It is a very dangerous situation, because if you have an extra contract, if you're long and you sell 2 instead of 1, you are now short when you meant to be flat. And then when you go to buy, now you're flat, but you meant to be short or long, and then you sell. So that's how your positions get completely out of whack, where you're short when you meant to be long, and so forth. So overfills are a big problem. In our strategy, we've spent a tremendous amount of time and effort and advanced programming to deal with the problem of overfills. And I guess you can attest to the fact that you're not getting overfills with BWT.
Never, not when I was in SIM, not when I was doing the combine stage, during the evaluation stage, and not live. It never overfilled. There was never a problem. Another, by the way, very convenient thing that you thought of is the idea of getting out when daily target is reached or daily stop is reached, so that the system does not have to get out of a trade.
Sure.
Let's say because a support was broken or resistance, it would just get out when that target is reached. Again, I did not have it with my other system, and I actually had to watch it to see and then calculate, make sure that I try to reach the right target.
Sure. On that note, how does the Autotrader compare the trades in simulation versus what you're seeing in live execution?
All right, here is what I found, and that's interesting. Maybe you can shed some light on this. When in sim and even while on the evaluation stage, I would get positive slippage actually fairly often. When going live, that stopped. I'm on in a good case scenario, I can get out with no slippage, but very often I do get negative slippage. So definitely, that's the only major difference that I see between simulation and live money.
Okay, I'll explain that in a second, but do you
Mhm.
find the entries to be accurate because we
Oh
mostly
yeah. Oh no, no, absolutely. The limit. No, no, absolutely. And just the way I trade, I don't take an offset. I know in your videos you take an
Sure,
offset. I go straight out the limit order
at
on
the
trade
close,
change. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah,
at the close of the bar. Yeah, you're more
at the
likely
close
to
of the
get
bar.
filled,
Yeah.
more likely to get filled at the close of the bar. So the reason you're experiencing slippage when you hit your goal is that that's the only time we use a market order, because
Right.
if you hit your goal, you hit your goal,
Hmm.
and we're not going to, try to stay in just to get an extra tick, to kind of make up for slippage. So that's not surprising. If you hit your goal, you've actually hit your goal, and then we use a market order. So that's pretty good. So let's go to the charts here, and maybe you can tell us about some of these trades. This was the one we actually did a meeting before, but the audio didn't come out. But
Yeah.
so this chart is a little older. This is from January 18th, and it looks like a trade in the crude oil here. Why
Yeah.
don't you tell us about this?
So that's all right. So the way I trade, I don't just leave the auto trader on. Actually, for most of the day, it's completely off. I'm waiting for price to reach certain levels, and then depending if it's a buy level or a sell level, I turn on long only or short only. So in the case of the chart we're looking at, it dipped right into the buy area, and I turned long only. And I mean, this one just shut up. I mean, that's actually a good example of there'll be no way for me to catch this manually. I remember this trade. It just happened so fast. It just reached the zone and shut right out.
That's awesome. So when you were talking about, I'm going to bring a chart over.
Mhm.
This is the DAX from today, and you were talking about turning the auto trader on. I just want to show everyone
Mhm.
how easy that is. Here in this chart, I actually have this set to go long only, and so I think we discussed this before. You can just simply check or uncheck these boxes up here in the upper left. Is that right?
Yeah, so actually, just to be on the safe side, I have everything unchecked. So every
Uh huh.
single thing is unchecked. When price gets close to an area, let's say that I think is a buy area, I turn it on. I check Auto Trader on, and then I check long, and I leave short out. So in other words, the Auto Trader is on to fire long trades only.
Great. I'm going to bring over another chart without Jim needing to disclose how he arrives at levels to trade. I'm going to show you one of our indicators, which is the BWT volume profile, how you can easily find levels to trade. So this is today here. This is the E-mini S&P, and this is the value area high and low here. And you'll notice that when price approaches the value area high and low, there's often a reversal. So you can see it on this day, and then here's the day before at the low of the day. We went long, it went short here. There's really good examples in this chart. Here on this day, there was an excellent short trade from the low of the value area. There's other ways to come up with levels. This dotted black line is the developing point of control for the day. So even using pivot points or the high and low of the previous day, high, low, or close, any of the volume profile where it sticks out like this as a finger, these are key levels, and they can easily be drawn on the chart just at these pointed areas. So there's a number of ways to come up with levels, and I'm probably going to make a video and talk more about that. let's go to the next chart. Okay, here's another chart. This was from the 9th, a couple days ago.
Yep.
And this is the NASDAQ. Tell us how this trade came to be.
All right. So as you know, or you might not know, when you trade a funded account, they don't allow you to trade during news time. So sometimes I have to wait. Actually, there was opportunity before this trade, but came a bit too close to the news, so I decided to just wait. So a couple of minutes after the news, sure enough, we dipped into a zone. It was a buy zone, and then came right out. It was a fairly quick trade. I hit my 300. My daily goal, I don't have a set daily goal. It really depends on price action for the day. It's been a very slow week. So I guess on a week like this week, it's like between 300 and 500 for the day, and I'm done.
Okay, I wanted to go back to my DAX chart, and I wanted to show everyone, well, I can't show this chart. I wanted to show, I don't know if you're aware, Jim, but we have a news trader.
I saw it, but I guess I never actually bothered learning how to use it. I just
it's not a news trader, but it does stop trading. It's a news filter, actually. And so on this chart, what you do is in the configuration panel, select this parameter here under news to be true, and then that shows the button and the show news button. And because it's Friday, it's really not showing a whole lot of news here. But in order to enable the auto trader to stop trading before any event, you have to check the box. And so it's going to give you the country and the news impact here. And then what you do is check the box. And then in these parameters here, you can kind of set this to 1 minute, stop trading 5 minutes before the news event or 1 minute before, and then enable trading, as many minutes after. We're actually going to make that minutes and seconds, because with our trend line entry, you can, by clicking this box here, and if I double click, you can trigger a trade by having a trend line here. And this might be useful for you with your levels. You could actually have a resting order here.
I just learned something. Very cool.
However, the problem is this order is a market if touched, but you can still place it at the close of the bar or 1 tick below, for example. So the order is market if touched, but you can place it down here and force the market to pull back. But you can have a resting order like that. And the auto trader could be used for anyone out there that's interested in trading the news. You could use this, and then all the money management and automation kicks in once you're filled. To get rid of this, you just click the X here, and that gets rid of that. But anyway, our news filter feed was from Forex Factory, and that was changed, but we have a new source for that. Let me bring over another chart. I got a total of 4 charts here. So here's another one here.
Oh, this was the FOMC day. I remember this, yeah.
Okay, tell us about this chart from the 10th.
I remember this one. Yeah, so, it hit the sell zone. I took a short right as it came out, and it just came right up in my face. And if you see it, it actually took me out, literally, I think like 2 ticks or 1 tick. But it stopped me out. Gotta have the rules, gotta have the stop. So I got stopped out of the first trade. Then it came out again, and this time I caught it and just about made it to my second profit before it came up again. So at least I was pretty much even after the second trade.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had to wait a minute past 2 o'clock. It was FOMC minutes, and I'm not allowed to trade first minute after. Right afterwards, I took the third trade, and this one, again, went good, and I was happy to get out of the day with some profit. But it was a very long day. For the most part, I am done within 2 hours.
I see.
And this one was just long.
I can't tell on the chart, but it doesn't look like the drawdown per contract was too bad. What is your stop loss?
It was $300 altogether for the two, so it was $150 per contract.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty tight. But one of the things about trading with the combine is you have to keep your losses really small. You're limited as
Oh
to
yeah.
how much you can lose.
It's
And
all about the downside. In other words, I would even advise, don't even worry about you're not going to break any rules if you're not making 1,000 a day.
sure.
But you will break a rule if you start losing 1,000 a day.
Yeah.
So definitely always watch for the downside. Much more important than any profits.
Point I wanted to make is that it's easy to control that with the auto trader by setting your loss limit. You'll always know your risk, and professional trading is really all about controlling your risk and letting the winners take care of themselves.
Yeah, so this was an example with AutoTrader that worked perfectly. I mean, it took me out exactly what I wanted it to, just about a tick of the high, but it's okay. But the point is, it worked and it got me out. And because at that point, trading the right edge, you don't know if it's going to go up one more tick or 40 more points.
Sure.
So.
Let's bring over the last chart here. Okay, here we go. This is from yesterday. You sent me this, and this looks like a really good day here.
This was nice and quick and painless. Yeah, just took 2 trades. The first one right out of the zone, a sell side, got 2 profits, came back again into the zone. If you can see, came back right around like 9:43, came right back into it, and then right out, took another trade, and was done for the day.
Excellent. Okay, before I wrap it up, you had sent me an email yesterday or the day before, and you said you had some goals for trading the combine, and you were going to trade several combines. Can you say a little bit about that?
All right. So as of right now, I have my own live account, and I have one funded account. And after, I don't want to jinx myself, but after the success of this first funded account, now I want 5 funded accounts. I found another company, and my idea is to try and kind of spread myself out, just in case, one goes out of business or whatever. There is another company, I don't know if you want me to mention the name or not, also a funding kind of
Top Step.
Not Top Step, Earn to Trade.
Earn to Trade, okay.
Earn to Trade, so it's the number 2, Earn to Trade. And they have something called the Gauntlet, I think. And it's an interesting concept in that in OneUp or Top Step, your total drawdown is almost like a trailing stop. It follows you as your account gets bigger. But Earn to Trade leaves it. So in other words, if you're up $1,000, now you have $1,000 more than you can draw down. So that sounds kind of attractive. Sure.
Anyone can go to their website and see the rules, but just tell us a little bit about your plans and what you hope to do.
All right. What I hope to do. All right. So right now, with one funded account, I am doing well. But I figured maybe I can do 5 times as well, having 5 funded accounts. So I am going to start another combine and see if I can qualify for another one. The only thing that's tricky for me, and I think I mentioned it to you and kind of reached out to you, is that it's very complicated to do what I'm doing here on more than, let's say, 2 accounts. Because you got to click long, short, know where you are. And if you have more than a few, it gets very confusing. So right now, I am looking for a template of the Auto Trader to be able to be more independent. And I'm going to see if I can achieve anything here.
Okay, well, maybe I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, Jim, for sitting in with us today. And I'm sure that my subscribers will find this interview and what we spoke about today helpful.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you again, Jim, and we'll be in touch.
Great, thanks.
Best of luck. Bye.